the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
The Chicago Bears finally get their guy by hiring Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their next head football coach. Bears fans, let's go ahead and break down this hire and what it means for the Chicago Bears and most importantly, Caleb Williams. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So, Bears fans, the Chicago Bears finally get it done, landing the big fish in this head coaching cycle by hiring Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their next head football coach. Obviously, Ryan Poles, Kevin Warren, and the Chicago Bears organization casted a wide net, interviewing almost 20 candidates for their head coaching vacancy. But all along, they had their eyes set on Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. I do want to give a huge shout out and huge props to Ryan Poles. Even though I know a lot of people are still kind of iffy on Ryan Poles, still has a whole lot of work to do to really build the offensive line and defensive line and just trenches in general to really get back to winning ways here in Chicago. But we have to give him a lot of credit for how quickly they acted on landing the plane on Ben Johnson. Obviously, after the Lions lost to the Washington Commanders on Saturday night, they got busy, got to work, really put all their focus on Ben Johnson, and at the end of the day, they landed the big fish in this head coaching cycle. So, Bears fans, what does this mean for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears? First and foremost, when you're looking at the landscape of where the Chicago Bears are currently at, they have their franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams. That's what Ryan Poles believes. That's what Kevin Warren believes. That's what players in the organization believes. And that's what they believe about Caleb Williams, that he can be the guy, the franchise quarterback for the next 15 to 20 years. But you had to pair him with someone that was also young, that was also innovative, an offensive mind that can take Caleb Williams to the next level. Ben Johnson is only 38 years old. He has been lauded for what he's been able to do with Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions offense the last couple of years. When you look at the Lions offensive ranks for the past 3 seasons under Ben Johnson, they were second, third, and fourth, respectfully. When you look at the Bears' ranks on offense over the past 11 seasons under way too many head coaches, way too many offensive coordinators, they just were never good on offense. You look at the ranks: 32nd, 20th, 28th, 24th, 26th, 29th, 21st, 30th, 15th, 21st, 21st. So in the last 11 seasons, the Chicago Bears have never even cracked top 15 offense. So obviously this was the expected move. This is what the Chicago Bears had to do. And I'm just really happy that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears organization finally made the correct hire. This is the A+ hire for the Chicago Bears. And you know, it still remains to be seen if he can come in and have success, but I feel like everything is set up for Ben Johnson to have a lot of success here in Chicago. Not only does he have the personnel in Caleb Williams, the pieces outside of Caleb Williams and DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, the possibility of bringing Keenan Allen back, Cole Kmet as well. Ryan Poles and the Bears organization now have to get to work to really build this offensive line and just build the trenches in general to really allow Ben Johnson to take the offense to the next level. But Ben Johnson has all the tools to be a really good head coach. I'm excited to see his vision for Caleb Williams and how he expects to take Caleb Williams to the next level. To me, like I've been saying for the longest time, this is just going to be a very beautiful partnership between Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. This is something that even Ben Johnson wanted dating back to the end of the 2023 season. Obviously the Chicago Bears opted to keep Matt Eberflus as head coach for another half of a year. But Ben Johnson stayed patient, and he wasn't going to go into a situation where he didn't feel comfortable or didn't feel confident in. He stayed patient, and obviously, Ryan Poles also did a whole lot of research on Ben Johnson as well. So it seems like there's alignment there between Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson. That's obviously great. Kevin Warren is on board. Huge shout out to the McCaskey family for just signing the check and just making the obvious hire for once. The Bears have been known to stay in their mediocre ways, meaning that in the past, they would have just succumbed to the pressure and just hired Mike McCarthy. And I'm not sitting here saying Mike McCarthy is not a good candidate. I think he'd also have been pretty good for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears, right? But that's not what the Chicago Bears needed at this moment. They needed a young, innovative offensive mind that they could pair with Caleb Williams for years to come. And don't get me wrong, I think we have the right to be excited about this move, right? Ben Johnson was the big fish in the sea. There was a lot of people that wanted Ben Johnson as their next football coach. We beat out a lot of stiff competition. Tom Brady and the Las Vegas Raiders. We had the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. There was even a point before Mike Vrabel went to the New England Patriots. The Patriots were even in on Ben Johnson as well. So a lot of kudos for Ryan Poles, Kevin Warren, and the Bears organization for getting this deal done. But Bears fans, don't second guess that. Don't second guess this. This is a very big move for Ryan Poles. He had to take a big swing. This is going to be his last opportunity, his last head coaching hire. He knew that he had to take a risk. And granted, I know there's question marks about Ben Johnson, maybe him as a leader, Ben Johnson being a first-time head coach. This is a risk that Ryan Poles and a lot of Bears fans and the Bears organization is willing to take just because what he was able to do as a coordinator. This was probably the hottest coordinator since Kyle Shanahan got a job with the San Francisco 49ers. So now Ben Johnson has to prove it. He's probably looking at getting like a $15 to $17 million a year contract, and he's already busy trying to create a star-studded staff as well. According to Adam Schefter, Ben Johnson has been busy assembling a star-studded coaching staff. The leading candidate to become his defensive coordinator in Chicago is former Saints head coach Dennis Allen, and that is per league sources. To me, that would also be a A+ hire for Ben Johnson right off the gate. You get a guy that has proven experience as a defensive coordinator. You have a guy that, even though he failed as a head coach, he has that head coaching experience, a guy that can really help him, give him that experience being a first-time head coach. I'm just telling him the rights and the wrongs, and that's obviously huge. It's not all about the head coach. It's about the staff you put around yourself as well to make yourself successful in the situation. And the good thing about Dennis Allen is that he runs a 4-3 defense, so we wouldn't have to worry about switching schemes that we currently have here in Chicago. That's what our guys are used to running, is a 4-3 scheme. I know a lot of people are saying, hey, how about Robert Saleh? He would also be an intriguing candidate for the defense coordinator position under Ben Johnson, but he runs a 3-4. So I think the Bears are looking to stay in that 4-3 scheme. To me, this would be a huge hire for Ben Johnson right off the gate. But overall, Bears fans, this was the right move for Ryan Poles. The development of Caleb Williams obviously came first. And just for overall football standpoint, even guys on the defensive side are excited about this hire. Jaquan Brisker posted right away and said, hey, we are back. This is exactly what we needed. Bears players, Bears fans, obviously Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears organization are all excited about the opportunity that Ben Johnson has. Once again, he was the big fish in the sea. There were so many different teams and organizations that want Ben Johnson for certain reasons, and this is a guy that I have a lot of confidence in. But now it's time for Ryan Poles to continue to build the offensive line to really allow Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, take this Bears offense to a whole new level. So Bears fans, go ahead and comment down below and let me know how you're feeling about the Chicago Bears officially hiring Ben Johnson as their next head football coach. I obviously love the move, and I hope you guys do too, but let me know how you're feeling down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right.